Let's go. This is the Underground World News Live. Good evening, and a mic check. Make sure everything's running good out the gate. Thank you, everyone that joins, everyone that shares. It's appreciated to the fullest. Much love, Tooge, Crazy Tacos, E-Fits, everyone out there that shares the stream. It's appreciated. Crown Jewels in the house, about to drop a banger with him. Thank you, Steve, Older Bones, Kenzo, Purebloods, Geo, Academy, Pixie, Hopkinson, Crystal, everybody, man. Kim Plank in the house. OG in the house. Ava, Comrade Kim, good to see everybody. And let me get over here and see what we got here. Steely, always coming through with the super chat, man. Appreciate it to the fullest. And I don't know who put the other one up there. I was about to click on it and it dropped off. Much love. Thank you for that. Gabriel, Shelly, Ginger, literally was like about to click on it to give the shout out and it fell off. Only thing I could say to that is might want to wait a couple minutes before let me get going before they fall off. I don't want to miss them. Much love, everybody. Again, thank you for the shares. Got a lot to cover. As always, so much. I can't even fit it into a title, so it's like last show, and this one's like, why bother? Everyone knows kind of what's majorly popping off, and I always cover a plethora of different things from space to the economy to the wars, Epstein, all the good stuff. We're going to dive into all that here tonight. Homie Jay from the Ville with the Scooby Snacks. Much love. Good evening. I hope all is well. Hope you're all doing good, man. That's what counts, right? You're not promised tomorrow, that's for sure. It's been a long day, and we're late because of the weather. Hard rain came down. A wall of it. When that happens, knocks things out of whack, and yeah. Oh, Scooby Snacks. Now I see what you're talking about. All right, thank you. Hey, I think it's really good odds. He says, what are the odds there's a false flag done in the U.S. that Iran gets blamed for? The Democrats get blamed for not funding security programs domestically. Well, that is super suspect. DHS is underfunded right now, right? Like, they're like understaffed. It's like shields are down. And it's like, why? Especially when we're at war. How can it even be possible? How can it even be possible? It's like a setup. It truly is. All it takes is one event. And I think that's exactly where this is going. Right along the lines of everything we've talked about and we've warned about. Stephen, thank you. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right at the gate. Like, the big warning here is get everything out of the banks because they're coming for it. And they're not just coming for it with like hacks. Banks around the world are getting targeted. And you're going to see here tonight, they're getting physically targeted, hit. Full banks, full of employees, blown away. It's to send a message. And they said tonight, you better stay away 1 kilometer away from all banks. Now, I fear what's going to happen here is everything that we speculated. I think there's going to be an attack on the banks. So what's an attack? If they're not going to blow it up physically, what is an attack? It's a hack, right? What's a hack? End result is you can't get your money. That's it. There's no problem if you're still getting your money. The whole reason to hit a bank is to stifle your money flow. If they hit the banks, and this is all set up, staged, obviously, what does this do? Everyone's going to say, oh, we're going to be in crisis and everything's going to crash. Well, I don't think everything's going to crash. It might. There might be some initial fear connected to this. But the government's already got the answer. And you should know this. They are literally waiting for an event to give them the excuse to roll out a digital dollar. MAGA wasn't having the CBDC and all that, remember? Executive order. He said he wasn't going to do it CBDC. So we knew it had to be another way. I've warned you the entire time. Have I not? See, the good thing about all these live streams and everything is it's on record for history. You can just go back and you can see where I've been warning about this for months on end. About the event. Which it has to be to blackmail you or to basically to ransom your money. I should say. Ransom your money. Sound? Hope we're 5x5 still. This gives the government their opportunity. It's like it's not really an attack, it's all stage play. It seems on the surface like it's an attack, but in all reality, it ushers the herd right into the trap. And who better to blame than them? they're willing to take the blame at this point on the world stage because they're the bad guy. It's either them or China. I mean, does it matter? Really? Them through China? I mean, does it matter? If they say it's Russia, North Korea, China, or tandem. And thank you, Steve, everybody, for the feedback. So your question right out the gate tonight is a good one of, will there be an event? I think there's a very, very high likelihood. They're not going to take blame for it themselves. They need someone to blame. And it's like, it's time. It's time. Look, we've killed the Ayatollah Khomeini. There's going to be severe blowback on this at some point. It's almost like, let's just get it out of the way, because as Americans and everybody else really around the world fall back asleep to this, if it dies down, they're going to think that it's over, just like the 12-Day War. We push on, right? Maybe the Straits of Hormuz thing gets situated. I don't know. It's usually at that point when we get hit, when people are not expecting it. See, right now, everyone's kind of fully expecting it. Could happen, though, because a full-blown kinetic war that hasn't stopped, and even though Trump says it's going to stop like tomorrow, that's a lie. It's not going to stop tomorrow. No way in hell. This is going to continue on for a long time. Problem is they've brought the war here. You now got to worry about blowback from cartels and jihad. Do you see anybody doing anything in this country? Do you see even any patriot groups flexing, marching, training to survive, to like counter the bad guys coming in? No, you don't. There's very little. Salute to those guys that are doing it, because I know that some are out there. We need more of it. Every neighborhood, it used to be the neighborhood watch type thing. Like, there needs to be like a neighborhood like armory, like where cats are getting ready. Like, what's the neighborhood going to do when the baddies come rolling through? Just saying. We'll get to that here in a minute. We get the thing going. Opening up with the shot there from Crazy Tacos. Much love, my brother. Stepping out there, catching that golden sunrise, man. Awesome shot. If you guys got awesome shots, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. I'd love to share them, as long as it's not pixelated. I get some images from people to share and things like that, but for whatever reason, when I go to load it up for the show, they're really pixelated, so I don't use them. But I do thank everyone that shares with me their images. Like, check this out. There's so many Starlinks up there that, like, famous astronomers are having a hard time capturing without distortion. What I mean by that is, like, Starlink satellites entering the frame left and right all over the place, as you can see, like lasers zipping by. But that's how bad it's getting out there with it's not just Starlink, but the Chinese are in on it. There's so many satellites zipping around out there. As a reminder, we have Comet Maps making its way in toward the sun, and as it gets right there at close approach, I'll let you guys know. It's supposed to be a sun diver, projected to be, or skim it. They don't know. It may skim it. If it survives, it could light up really bright, and that will cause for a sign in the heavens. It will be pretty crazy looking. Anytime a comet lights up like that, it can look beautiful or ominous. Kathy, welcome to the underground. Much love. And at any moment, we've got a 1,300-pound NASA research satellite crashing down on the planet. So they don't know exactly when these things are going to end up coming, especially if they're dead. If they can't maneuver them, They can guess within a few orbits if it's descending, when it's going to get pulled back in, and most of them burn up in the atmosphere. But you do have weaponry up there. You do have nuclear cores and components and certain things that they've put up there. And when that stuff comes down, it don't just burn up, it can impact. We've seen that. There's a lot of satellite junk out there, man. I see stuff in the skies out here all the time. And it's not planes, it's not even the drones. I'm convinced what I'm seeing, it's so far out there and so faint. It's like another kind of vehicle. It doesn't have flashing lights, it's solid, and it's way out there. And it's only because I'm out here where there's no city light and I can see the entire Milky Way that these things stand out. Because if not, you wouldn't be able to see them. That's for real. I only see them here because, again, I don't have any city light. I got the whole Milky Way, and they're way, way out there. The furthest thing I've ever seen that is technological with my own eyes. It just doesn't make any sense. It's cooking. It's so far out there. It's cooking across the sky. Not like that, but I mean, it's like traversing across the sky, almost like a plane would. That's how you know it's technological, and it's not zipping by like a rocket or a meteor. Like in a second. It's like it's there. I see it a lot, man. There's a lot going on out there. If you guys catch any of that crap, let me know too. I know sometimes all you get is a little light in the darkness. But who knows what you may catch. I'm down to share it. Eyes to the skies. With that said, this summer in 26 different states, we're going to start to see flying taxis flying around. And yes, they're going to look like big drones because that's primarily what they are, in my opinion. And I'm not so sure about all the safety here, but like just looking at this N544JX, this is Joby Aviation's all-electric air taxi. Real deal. It's going to be carrying people back and forth, and the only thing that I worry about, like right at the gate, being a drone pilot, is I know that if a big enough animal or a bird or anything hits just one rotor, the thing's coming down. Just one. You screw with the timing on just one blade, it's coming down. So they better make sure that it is strong enough to where if there's any freaking animal in the air that's going to hit the blades, it's not going to bring it down. Yeah. Oh, we're getting ready to fly through a flock of birds, guys. Hold on. Like, I don't think so. Like, even on drones, they have safety rails, which makes no sense. They just go out and around it. They're circular. They go out and around the entire blade. And it's just for that purpose. In case you could have hit an animal, a bird, a tree branch, anything like that, the blade won't hit it. It can't. Because there's a circle around it. A metal circle, like a safety blade. I don't know why you would not have one on this aircraft. Is it going to take fatalities for them to use common sense? I don't know, but these are things that I see right out the gate that are not good, that freak me out about some of these things, man. Like, I mean, it's not like even like a Cessna. Cessna, when the engine cuts out, it's still floating in the sky, and until it just starts to come down. These things, again, as soon as the propeller is taken out, like it's like flipping upside down and it's going down. Anyhow, 26 states giving the green light for this. I'm sure somebody out there that hears my voice is going to end up in one of these. And you'll probably be thinking about tonight, me talking about this. I wish you well. I want no one to be hurt, but I don't know. Anytime something like this new rolls out, I'd let like some time go by, actually let it accumulate, some kind of safety track record for some time before I'm the guinea pig, so to speak. Anyhow, that's when they master this, it'd be cool. It'd be fun. You're literally like the pilot gets sitting there with a drone control, just like I would from the ground, and control the whole thing. Just with the thumbs and the hands right here. Just like a remote control. Like, yeah. I'm ready for anti-gravitics. That's what I want. All right, this one is going to piss some people off. It already has. I don't see how it's not going to. You've got scientists, quote unquote, dumping 65,000 liters of chemicals into the ocean, and they're admitting it's one big geoengineering experiment. They have no clue what the effects will be on marine life or nothing. This is nuts. This is the Gulf of Maine. What would normally be a pristine area. You don't have a lot of heavy foot traffic up here. You know, it's not loaded with boats, as you can see in this image, or anything like that. It's like nice countryside, just now just getting dumped on by chemicals, and people are pissed. They're like, you haven't even taken the time to like test these chemicals in like a separate backyard pool at the lab on marine life or nothing. No. Then it's like, how do you get the green light to do this? I don't know, man. I'm just letting you know, if you're looking to go swimming or anything like that, fishing, anything in the Gulf of Maine, it has thousands of liters of chemicals now dumped in it, and they don't know what's going to happen. So, you start seeing Simpson fish out there, three-eyed fish, and all that stuff. Hey, this place was fine and dandy before they did this. We don't know what's going to happen. Again, I don't see how people can't go to jail for this. It's not unknown. You should have to prove something before you put everybody at risk in the entire ecosystem. For that matter, I mean, counting the day. Thank you for the coffees. I appreciate that to the fullest. No one cares about this place. I feel like cats like us do, but like we're like a remnant, truly. It's messed up. Other people just don't care. Other people, I don't know, man. This place is truly evil and full of a lot of people that don't care. Trash the place. Kill the ecosystem. I mean, just look at East Palestine in Ohio, for example. Disaster of epic proportions. Way worse than I would say, well, we don't even know what they put in here. But it's ongoing, and like you could still go up there and see a sheen in the waterway. And it's a cover-up. They threw the people that were affected the most some money. They downplay it. And what happens to the next generation of kids that go, even today, they go through that creek, and it's toxic. And like, there's no like huge safety barriers up. There should be in this. There should be safety barriers up. Don't swim at the beach. We just dumped 65,000 liters of chemicals in the beach. No. Maybe that's part of the experiment. Let dumb humans come up here, and that's part of the experiment. See if they're dumb enough to get in the water, and if they do, let's see what happens to them. Let's track and trace them. All these people. Let's just jot down a license plate. Whoever showed up here in the parking lot, whoever went swimming out there, whoever came in contact with the water, and you're like part of the experiment at that point. Yeah. I guess that's all. Somewhere, something's an experiment. Huh? Let's jump to coal prices surging. Doesn't really do us any good. It should actually make you rich. Your government, and Trump's a liar. I mean, he come in and did away with all this climate stuff, but he hasn't done nothing for the coal community like he promised in the beginning. Like, these places are still sitting here, but they should be full blown operational. And what should be happening is our states should be pumping out coal because our government is selling it to like even our enemy, the Chinese. They buy it a record amount all day long, all the time, nonstop, nonstop. So why can't we get into the mix? Because out here where I'm at, out here in Eastern KY and these Appalachian Mountains, there's coal seams everywhere, and it can help out a lot of people. But they won't do it. It's like, dude, what? Like, how free are you? Like here. Kenzo, thank you for that. This would be, and you know, at some point they may make this move. You have to ask yourself, though, why would BlackRock and all these other places buy up all this land that has these resources if they can't sell it? If they're in the same boat as us? Because I've looked at the maps and I've looked at where BlackRock is like all over every state, little chunks coming in like boom, 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 and other big companies just like them, with different names, but just like them that are coming in, and they're just buying up huge chunks, huge tracts of land out in the middle of nowhere that they don't even ever visit or have any plans to do. They're just buying them up, buying them up. A lot of them had roads on them, some of them inaccessible, landlocked. But the huge chunks of land, and one thing it is on them is coal. Coal and trees, timber. And they're not out here cutting down all the trees. Some people do that here and there, but that's not what's happening large scale with these properties. These properties are just sitting there. And if I've seen anything, it looks like they're, I don't know, it looks like in my area, all the coal stuff's sitting there, like on pause. It doesn't look ancient and old and falling apart. It looks like you could fire it right up. It's like sitting there. So it's like, what gives? Like, you know, some people out here use coal in the winters to survive. You know, they mix it in with the firewood. That's how people have survived for a long time. And coal has saved lives in the winter, especially that Joe Biden winter or whatever it was, that bad one, the ice winter. It was like they wanted people dead, and they were pissed off that Kentucky didn't shut down their coal plants all the way. And Kentucky was like, no, we kept them open, and thank God we did, because people would be dead if we didn't. And like they were waiting for the federal government to say something. And it was crickets. It was like, oh yeah, crickets. It's because that's what they wanted. They wanted people dead. Yeah. So I don't know. They're buying all the property. My hope is at some point they can't open it up to them specifically and say, oh, BlackRock, you can sell coal to the Chinese, out of your property, but all the rest of you can't. I mean, technically, I guess they could if people are going to be that stupid to sit back and do nothing about it. But the moment the people around here anywhere got property find out the coal is being sold by anyone else, and they find out they're not allowed, there's going to be some huge problems. But I foresee, if it happens, everyone being able to. So you might want to invest. Are you listening? For the people that keep emailing me, asking me for investment advice, I keep telling you not to put it in stocks, and everybody just keeps coming up with these stocks or something they want to put it in. I guess you're not listening to me. I've told you already, silver, gold, physical. I don't even think some of you even hold any. But, you ask me, why ask me if you, I mean, I told you. It kills me, man. I'm going to get to another one here in a second that, I'll just hit it now. Boeing slides. And I had somebody ask me here recently the same thing on this. Like, should I? And my initial response was like, the same thing I always say, not to be in the stocks in a 401k. But the argument here was like, well, the war, and this individual thought the war would keep going, and thought going into Boeing would be the move. And this is like I think a day or so ago. Like, it just crushes me. I hope they did not. If you want to enter on a pullback like right here, this is a pullback. I just look at this drop off. I don't want someone getting in and then tanking out. I mean, that's the biggest fear. I don't want to see that happen. But now that it's pulled back, dips are dips. As you can see here, there's always a rise. I just don't know. I mean, personally, I'm on the same thing. I'm not touching nothing. How enticing it is. So I can't tell. I can't give somebody the green light to go on any stock. I've been sitting here telling you forever not to be in anything, and some of you listened. I know this, but I don't know about this any of it. Even how I don't care how good it looks. I mean, the way Trump's talking, this war's going to be over within a couple weeks, and like then what? When peace happens, all these things pull back. Just like when war is talked, all of them spike. So I don't know, man. For anybody looking, because somebody different hit me up tonight. It was the same thing. Like, where should I would stay out of stocks. I don't know how many times I got to stay it. I take all your money out of the bank and be sitting in cash and in gold and silver because they can't tax you on it, depending on the state where you're at. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. And it's in a pullback. It's just crazy, man. Like when gold and silver were running, everybody was in a frenzy and it hit once. Everyone was like, oh, freaking out. I said, wait till the pullback. Wait till the pullback. We've had a pullback. I know some of you capitalized on it, but like other people forget about it. They forget that we're below 100 and they forget about it. This is what happened at $12. This is exactly what happened at $12. This is why when we hit 100, people were in on it. It's because they forgot about it just that quick. So like when gold and silver pulled back below 100, remember the goal around here for the underground that I set up was you should try to stack 100 ounces of silver. Get there. If you can't, it's a nice little nest. If you can do it before $100 or around the $100 range, if you get a bunch right now before, maybe you get a little bit at 120, all averages out about 100. That's the whole thinking. 10 years, you 10x your investment. Easy. We just did it. We get the track record to prove it. So go ahead, miss out on the next run and keep bringing up all these stocks that we keep telling you not to get in. You know, people are always looking for the quick way, and that's what gets them burned all the time. All the time. I've learned you've got to look for the more sound way, solid way. And these little paper stocks, man, nothing. Physical gold, physical silver. It's a finite product. It's not only used as money by nations and may be mandated in the future, but used in technology. And I don't think you can beat it. But energy, a big one. I don't, energy is going to be big from here. I don't know how they're going to play this with everything fully, but again, it takes me right back to coal and natural gas. Natural gas is big too. Where you find natural gas, a lot of times you'll find coal. I've had some people that do this for a living out here. I've had some talks with, and they've told me just that, yeah, just about any property they've ever been on, either whether the people know it or they go to get it or not, almost anyone that's got coal has natural gas is how they put it to me. So it's going to continue to go up. So fertilizer is getting threatened, and we're coming up in the spring. Keep that in mind, guys. Everything's going through the roof. So anyone going to go out there and plant that garden, you're going to be if you use fertilizers like this, they're going to be more expensive. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard no for me too. Right now, it has to be copper too. Yes, Jesse. Yes, copper's key. All those. You get your hands on any metal at this point to stack it, man. I'm giving my stories. We've been stacking for a long time. Ain't no bandwagoners, or so to speak, around here. Like we ain't just like trying to jump onto the fad. Like we've been doing this. We are the true stackers for a long time. Let's see here. Kev Bar, no sales tax on silver, but have to pay capital gains when cashing out. Well, everybody is going to have a different tax situation again in your state. I'd get with your tax professional on that if you got any questions, because this isn't any financial advice or nothing like that. So, but hey, I just know I feel like we're repeating what happened about a decade ago. A decade from right now, silver is going to be like 1,000 plus, easy. And I guess I'll see you there. It's the goal. And in the meantime, this is a positive. House sells. People are trying, like, look, people are scrambling. I get it. People are really feeling it this time, especially all the people that like were living in La La Land, thinking that it was going to be all rosy, MAGA land with Trump, and now it's a nightmare. People are looking to make moves. I'm seeing that too. I'm seeing and hearing that too. I told you that this year would probably be the best window that you see in a long time. It has to happen. Just like when anything goes up, it has to come down. It goes down, goes up. You buy the dip, it goes up. Just like this chart, up, down, up, down. Like it's due for a pullback in that area. If they want to help the economy whatsoever and housing, it's all going to fall apart if they don't. Trump has to do something here. He has a new pick coming in May. I've already told you about this. The Mar-a-Lago Accord, the whole reset, everything that they planned for. But what they're going to do and should do right out the gate is cut rates immediately, like the very first meeting. And what you're seeing already is just a slight pullback, and people are like, whoa, like we're jumping on it. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like if you're playing and like you're thinking about it like this year, I think within this next year will be your best window of opportunity, because you're seeing home sales bouncing for the like pretty good here, coming way off this pivot of way in the red, because mortgage rates tumbled, period. And when they get in there and they cut this back, they're predicted to do one, maybe two cuts. As soon as this new guy gets in here, like back to back, like 225 cuts, they could get the cannon out, and they could go even further with it. But what this is going to do is going to open up a window. That window don't stay open forever, but it will open up a window for a year or so, at least, to try to get everything to rebound. And it'll probably work to an extent. The other problem that they're going to have to face here is that even if they do this, people are going to be showing up with like no credit, crappy credit, in the worst case of all, no jobs, because AI is taking them. So, I have a funny feeling there's going to be some kind of like restructuring on how they do all this in the offing by the Trump administration. They already threatened it, and it was a scam. Okay? It's a scam. They took the 30-year loan, and they were like, oh, we're going to give you a 50-year loan. Well, when you broke it down, and we did, and you did the math, what it did is it took a normal 400,000 some median home in America and literally tacked on an extra $1 million that you'd be paying on it. $1 million on top of it that'd be going to them. But the Trump administration's like, oh, if they want it bad enough, then they'll do it. Like, dude, like, you're suckering everybody into these traps, and it's garbage. It's absolute garbage in that sense. So we seen that right at the gate. A lot of people did, and he got some backlash. And only thing that they could do to try to fix this again is just open up a good window, some homes, wherever the heck they want, at a good rate, and you better jump on it. Because after that, I'm not sure you'll ever see anything like that again over quite some time. Because look, just like down here, you've got a dip. It takes time to get to the next dip. That's my thing. It's going to take some years, maybe some cycles. And boy, oh boy, if you get a Democrat in there that just is hell bent like Newsom or somebody to just flip the script on everything, it's going to be really bad. Let's look at this. The coffee king of Starbucks, Howard Schultz, he flees out of Washington because they pass a wealth tax. The House passed it, and everyone's just like, it's the whole West Coast at this point. People fleeing everywhere. I mean, every week, it's fair to say, every week, I'm reporting on like somebody big dipping. So now, yeah, Howard Schultz, huge liberal himself, dipping out of the area, and he's going to Florida. See, BT, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let's go to the next one. Yamaha announces it's leaving California. I mean, here we go. So they're going to Georgia. So this wealth tax running everybody out. I don't know who's going to be left. What's going to be left? Again, I don't know how you ever expect to fight for well, let's say Washington now. You got billionaires bouncing out of there too. Like, these dudes are the richest guys in the world. And Bezos, all of them, Zuckerberg, and they can't even stay in their home state. They've bounced. All of them bounced. Elon out of Cali. None of them could win the fight. It's even the world's richest men could not win the fight on the West Coast. It's kind of mind-boggling. Like, how? Like, where? Who shut you down? Like, or did you even put up a fight? Is this all just a show? Because it didn't look like you put up a fight anywhere. It looks like y'all just ran. Yeah. You show me where they put up a fight. We're in court. We're anywhere. Fighting Newsom in Cali, Elon against Newsom. Like, I don't ever recall you that. Like, where? If so, I'm open to it. Show me. Why'd everybody tuck tail and run? What were they afraid of? Who was more powerful than them? You tell me that. Huh? What's going on here? Something powerful. Newsom's down there running it, and he's going to be your prime pick for president. You watch. He's within just a couple points. He may have even surpassed J.D. Vance at this point. They're clowning him so hard. I seen a poll yesterday that showed RFK is the top pick for president off the Republican side this next time, above J.D. Vance. Many points above J.D. Vance. Like, what? Yep. Well, talk about bloodline. Anyhow, hey, everyone's bouncing out of California, New York. I guess get where you want to get to before it really starts hitting the fan. Ron Paul fears the dollar is going to be a casualty of the war, of the Iran war. If you were not here for the very beginning of the show, I had a super chat that asked the question if there was going to be a staged event blamed on Iran. And it really, I've been telling you this from forever, that the government, our government, is waiting for an event for just this. So they can install the digital currency to the rescue. Just go download this app, and everything that's in your wallet at the bank until we resolve this, you'll have it. Got, $6,700 in there. Well, guess what? Check your wallet. Every bit of it's in there. 6,700, and you could spend every bit of it. It's all right there, is what they're gonna say. Easy peasy. And the whole herd's gonna do it. This is it. Like, they're showing you right in front of your face. It's gonna be Iran to take the blame. Over and over. They just came out this past week, Jamie Dimon and our government, and said they're going to attack the banks. They're bombing banks physically at this point, and just told everyone to stay 1 kilometer away from the freaking banks. They blew a bank up today full of people. Like, they're out to proof point. Here, they could do that. It's going to cause some scare tactics and everything else, but the bigger move would be to freeze your money. Iran would see it as a victory and all this and claim whoever did, China or Iran, whoever, they'd be like, oh, we got them. They're froze. But in all reality, it was all a ploy. This is exactly what our government wanted. How could that ever be? How could an attack from Iran ever work out like that? Because it's a setup. We see this from 1,000 yards out right now, right here. So if this happens, coming days, weeks, I mean, you've known about this. I've warned about this forever, and now it's clear as day, but you know who the beneficiary is. See, when you are an investigator, you go looking for who benefits from the action. Who benefits from this whole thing? The U.S. government. You've been played. So when this whole thing goes into motion, you remember, you come back and snip these. I told you before, it's all on record, all these live streams. Us calling this out. We've been calling this out for months and months and months and months. But you will see shills show up last minute trying to claim all the credit for all this, because it'll be obvious at that point. And you'll just see them blasted in the feed all the time. They'll cherry pick everything that we say and we do, as they always do, and they'll get the millions of views. And no, it's not about that. It's not a jealousy thing. It's about fighting the fight thing and being censored all the time thing. While the shills get blasted millions of views every day. If you fight this fight, then yeah, it should piss you off. That the real gets stifled and the shills get promoted. And if it don't piss you off, then I don't know what side you're on. Just get the fuck out of here and don't come back. Sick people, sick of keyboard warriors, people that talk all this talk and don't want to put their money where their mouth is, that never show up, that never do nothing. Everyone's always all talk and never to do anything. No one ever has a plan for anything. No one ever does anything. Like nothing. Like, this country's smoked, and I'm going to call this out because it's pretty obvious. And when it happens, it happens. But what is anybody going to do about it? Are you going to sit there and be the one that says, guess what? I'm not doing it. I'm not downloading the app. You've got thousands of dollars in your bank account. What are you going to do? You're going to ride this out a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks? You still can't get your money. Everybody else has been back to life for weeks now. Everybody downloaded the app. Everybody's just paying for gas, going about their life. The whole banking situation, they haven't got to figure it out. But haven't you downloaded the government app? You can get all your money instantly. That's what everyone's going to be saying. And you're going to look like the fool because you're trying to ride it out. And then they're just done. Once they have the majority of the crowd on the new system, they're done. There's no reason to print money. There's none. They already did away with the lower bits. They already started it. This is it. This is it. To me, this is everything we've warned you about. Like, I've been waiting to see the culprit. Like, who's really going to be the baddie? Or we may not know until the last second. Well, They're letting you know that when this happens, they want the seed planted into the minds of the masses that Iran did it. You see how that works? Do you see how that works? We can get it again here tonight, but there are millions of people out there that cannot hear my voice. And they're going to go right along with the flow into this trap. And because they do, because we cannot reach them, it's over. Society transitions in a blink of an eye. You watch it. You watch. You watch. How? Why would they not if you're the bad guy? I mean, this is a dream come true for them. This is the moment they've been waiting for. Really, do you think they're just going to sit there and not do anything? Get out of here, man. Like, we got them pegged. We got them pegged on this one. And you either are prepared for this or you've been acting like you are and you're not. Android about to force the ID verify for all droids in 2026, and Common says, thank you for that. We got a lot getting thrown at us. Like, you're not going to be able to fly anywhere without their ID after like next year, 2027 or something. So you're going to be like stuck in the US unless you want to take a boat. Even then, like, I don't know, man. Like, what are you going to do? Try to escape off the coast, get drone struck by your government? They're just going to tell everybody you were running narco. Nobody would care. This is stupid. This is sick. Where we're at, man. Police state unfolding right in front of your face. Everything we ever warned you about. Trump ushering it in. We need a brand new movement, like now. Neutral. Of any political parties in, like, against a beast government. Flat out, a tyrannical government. Against corruption and pedos and all that stuff, right? I call for it every show. I even tell you I'll go out there and I'll be the one that kill. I don't care. But everyone is still, I never get the email like, let's go, let's do this. No. Everybody just rather sit back. It's just like entertainment or something. Somebody else gonna do it. Somebody else will show up and do it. Nobody else wants to do all the hard work or dirty work, right? Nobody else wants to do it. Not even those who took an oath to protect this bitch. Nobody will, which really pisses me off. Knowing that people out there took an oath to protect this place and no one's doing it. Like, nobody. No one. Oh, what are you going to say? I'm prepared to go get my head blown off. I don't care. What are you going to say to that? Still, it's crickets all the time. No one wants to touch it. No one wants to touch it. Got a dude out here ready to ride, but no one wants to even touch it. Like, oh, they'll blame me for training him for doing this, so I'm not going to touch him. I'm not going to do it. Everyone's scared bitches. And that's why we're in this position. Straight up. Straight up. Cushy lifestyle. Want to sell all the product to the crowd. That's all I see. I thought some guys out here were real patriots. But they're co-opted by the feds. It's sad. I had some cats right up close to me that apparently got and never heard from them again. Because the feds got to them. J6, all that. Like that. I had cats around me like I thought were riders and were about this and were true people. They checked out to be fakes and frauds. And like, I guess when the feds come a knocking, they chicken shit out. So much so they ghosted on me and didn't even say a word. Never even called me. To this day, they say a word. It's supposed to be like my top tier people. And I had to have other people tell me, yo, they got to visit. Oh, really? How do you know? How do you know? See? And see, the other people are so stupid. They put themselves, they're all one big ring of like, they run with the feds. I don't roll like that, partner. Some of these people sold, I feel like their soul to MAGA. I can't understand how they're standing there. And some of these people I'm like, I was friends with, and I'm still following them over on X. They follow me. They see me dump all the time. They don't say a word. They'll say a word. If we were talking the flesh, they'd be like, I know Dabu, I know it's Peters, but I gotta play this role. Give me some BS. BS while they're over there hanging with the pedo protectors. It's embarrassing, man. I don't know. It's embarrassing at this point. Like, I don't. Only thing left is to like call you out. But because we were friends, what am I supposed to do? Well, you ain't my friend anymore. None of you are. I asked God to show me the wicked people around me. He removed them all from around me. Like, I'll sit here by myself then. I don't care. A bunch of fat ass fools around here. So, guess what? Guess what? I've had all that happen to me. And am I afraid to go out into the street? No. I'll do it right now tomorrow if there's a big event. And again, I'll be the leader in the street with the bullhorn. They can put the scope on. Bet nobody do nothing. Same old, man. I say it all the time. And I get lightweight done with it. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, I've done everything. Making the war music, ready to ride, ready to do it. Nobody does nothing. So I'm just going to switch gears. If, like, nobody wants to do anything, then, like, I'm going to go find, like, all giants that are buried or something and, like, put my time and energy and focus there. If people don't want to ride or nobody wants to do anything here, it's pathetic. And when someone wants to come one day and be like, blah, 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 I mean, you could suck it. Because I sat here for 3 nights a week, months on end, years on end, decades on end, trying to get people ready. Ain't nobody do nothing but treat it like it was entertainment. So yeah, get that off my chest. Yeah. All right, on to the next one. Are bad bots taking over the web? I don't see very many good bots. I don't even know if there is good bots. I mean, you tell me. Anybody out there running good bots? I know somebody said this before. They were like, we have to have a positive AI. We have to have a representative in the fight. You know, we have to have something. Like somebody from the good guys has got to get AI going, got to get bots going, like something. You know, is it going to, people going to wait till we're too late for everything? Elon Optimus or Chinese Optimus bots come hitting the neighborhoods. It's going to take the people quite a while to get something to fight back. Like, we got to get it. We got to get to it. I feel like we don't have a righteous billionaire to help. Like, just no one anywhere. Like, they should be seeding little projects, helping all of us, like, prepare for a huge war here. Like, it's nowhere to be found. It's like, what chance do we got? That means it's just us against the bots. Yeah. People are so brainwashed. It's pathetic. Yeah, it is. But and some people can't handle it. Oh well. Some people need. I'm a mirror, and some people need the mirror held up to them sometimes. To see that they're not doing anything, and they can leave, and they'll just go on and go up to some other video that makes them feel comfortable again, because that's all they got to do is click onto another video instead of take action in the real fight out here. Is what it is. At least you all know. At least everybody knows why we're in this position. It's a lack of participation. At least around here, we've tried. Now, I don't see it anywhere else. I'll go to another rally or anything if you guys get anything. In the meantime, pedo protectors going to keep peddling, and I ain't buying it. All right, let's dive into some Epstein here. Let's do this. About an hour in here. Anybody just chiming in? About 20K, we can build an AI. Man, I love your go get it uncommon news. Like you, bro. Like, you do it. You are one that does it. You're always fiddling with the gadgets, trying to do something down there, trying to do something with the law, trying to do something. I salute you, brother. I salute you. 20K out of reach right now, but you know where it's at. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, though. It starts there. I wish we had like a You know, we could set like a jar up and say, all right, this is for our AI bot, 20K. And it's like anybody who wants to donate over time can hit it. And over time, it builds up, you know, and we can hit these goals and we can do them. It's the only thing I know to do, but even then, no one will do anything. See, everybody wants to show up here hoping that they're going to find the answer and the way out when they're told that the answer is you. You got to do something. They don't want to hear it. That's the way it is. So, let's dive into Comer. I will say that my biggest problem with this is it's just like a repeated thing. Like depositions. I mean, once we got to the Clintons, you got to like the final bosses. You know what I'm saying? And like depositions, and like there was nothing. It was like what? It was no arrest. Like maybe people enjoy just sitting here watching this all the time, watching these people get questioned, lie through their teeth. Yeah, I don't know. What do you say, Steve? Set up a trust people can add to. I don't even know where to begin there. But then it comes down to like what's more important. The more important thing to raise money for if you're going to do that. Like I've said all these things before in the past, like sending a space balloon up, going to raise money for that. Full of cameras on a live stream. That would get us a lot of answers. And that would be like super interesting. Like I've got a list of things here I would love to do. Obviously that I can't, but yeah, man, if we had the support of one good, righteous human being that had money out there, could you imagine all the crazy cool things we could do? And just have fun fighting back and getting the truth out there. But nobody would do it. It's insane. So I'm gonna let Comer talk here, but I'm lightweight sick of it. He's just another politician. And him and Massey, you can fall in love with these cats if you want, but like I know that these politicians are picked to play positions, and somebody has to play this role. And if it was real deal, they'd be getting capped outside their house, getting their life threatened, and all this other stuff. The stuff that would happen like me or you if we were like dropping real names and like real information, real stuff, real footage of Trump with girls or anything like that, you know, they'd want you dead. So all this is like a puppet show to me. And like some people are in absolute denial. There is absolute record out there of people that have been paid off by Donald Trump over the years, families, millions of dollars in court that have been paid off of accusations, charges against Trump, and Trump has paid them off. The family's been paid. I mean, a lot of these higher individuals got that. They got a dirty track record. It's like that, but they'll say they were never found guilty of anything.
First of all, Mr. Khan's answering every question thus far. He's completed 2 full hours of depositions. I would say we are possibly at the halfway point. It could last more than 4 hours, but he confirmed there were 5 clients that paid money to Epstein, and that was Les Wexner, Glenn Dubin, Steven Sadowski, the Rothschilds, and Leon Black. We've already deposed Wexner, and we're going to be deposing Leon Black very soon. Mr. Khan testified under oath that, because the Democrats asked this question, that he had never seen any type of transaction to Trump or anyone in his family. That makes the 5th witness now that's testified under oath that they've never seen any involvement by Donald Trump or their family.
This is ridiculous. So that's what they're doing now. Do you see what Comer's doing? Running cover for the pedos now? You see what he's doing? He made sure that's all this whole thing was for, was to come out and say, this is the 5th person to clear Donald Trump's name. That's all this is about. That's all any of it is about at this point. Damage control. So they had a fifth witness, got all this witness stuff, all these people, but again, Donald Trump is cleared. That's the main point. Like, dude, some of us ain't stupid, dude. We see what you're doing. Heidi, thank you. Trying to read that whole comment there. Thank you for the super chat there. But I don't know. I take away from the whole thing exactly what I just said. And Arma, thank you for the coffees. John, thank you for the coffees. Adam, thank you for the coffees. And please don't send me links. And this was none of you, but please don't send me links with no titles, like no information. If you're gonna email me something, please put in there something like what I'm supposed to look for. And I just don't have time to watch hours of videos. I just don't. Like, please leave me timestamps so I can get straight to the point, because I spent hours going through footage as it is. I wish I had time to watch hours of one video, but I don't. So please tell me what's up, or I'm not even going to click on it. I mean, would you click on just a random link somebody sends you? No, you shouldn't. So I'm not going to. Just a heads up, or you're wasting your time, and I don't want it to be a waste of time. So check this out. Comer, the whole thing was to try to make Trump look good right there, right? Well, he subpoenaed the guard that was there that found Epstein when this whole thing went down. Now, this is kind of crazy. This is where, if Comer knows this information, there has to be some investigators that have this information. There has to be. Somewhere. There has to be. So, there is a Google search that is done and a mysterious $5,000 deposit days before Epstein's alleged suicide. Okay? So what they're doing is they're subpoenaing the former prison guard. The name is Tova Noel, for a transcribed interview as lawmakers reopen questions surrounding all this. Now, he revealed that the move comes during an appearance here where the Justice Department is pulling all these records, and they're raising serious concerns about Noel's actions on the night Epstein died at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York, the MCC. See if they got it. Well, they got a clip here. Just play this clip of this, and they'll explain it out a little bit better. So listen.
This jailhouse guard, what's going on with
It's
her?
interesting.
Well, the recent media reports, what you just said, is very concerning, especially the suspicious activity report on a $5,000 mysterious deposit that she had. And the reason that stands out to me, Jesse, is because very seldom are suspicious activity reports even reported for sums less than $10,000. So that's a mystery there, and that's something that, according to the DOJ documents, they never looked into, never asked her about. So because of this, because of the media reports, and because of the fact that, honestly, most people on the committee aren't confident 100% that Epstein's death was by suicide, we're going to ask Ms. Noel to come in for a transcribed interview. Again, no one's accusing her of any wrongdoing, but we have a lot of questions about Epstein, questions about who else was involved in abusing girls. Why did the government not do a better job of investigating and prosecuting Epstein when they had a chance years before they finally convicted him? Was Epstein a spy? Was our government involved in any way, shape, or form in trying to destroy evidence or hide evidence from any of those four properties? And now, was Epstein's death a suicide, as the government has reported, or was there some other mysterious factor involved in his death? So, again, no one's accusing this prison guard of any wrongdoing, but I will announce tonight on your show, we are going to ask her to come in and sit for an interview, because we have a lot of questions.
Good.
I mean, he's straight up saying it too, though, there, that there's something suspicious. You know what I thought was crazy is the Clintons even alluded to there was something that happened with his death. Even they did, which I thought was crazy. I mean, they did. That they said that there was like mysterious circumstances around his death, and like they said it. Like I thought it was just an odd thing, but the other thing he did not mention full scale here is that there was a Google search done on all this stuff the night before on Epstein being dead in all this stuff. So it says Epstein guard Googled him minutes before the body found. Okay, a federal corrections officer assigned to monitor Epstein conducted an internet search about the convicted sex offender just moments before his body was discovered and received thousands of dollars in cash deposits the weeks preceding his death. Ooh, interesting. Now, I mean, somewhere along the line, somebody's going to have to give us the stitched out footage. You know, freaking DOJ tried to give us all this stuff and stitch out the part where they bring him out, like all the stuff. There's critical parts they took out. They should have never. Like, just give us the whole thing unedited. That's it. That's it. And they won't do it because right there, it blows the whole thing open. So according to the FBI, Noel entered the search term latest on Epstein in jail at 5:42 and repeated the query 10 minutes later on 5:52. Her fellow officer Michael Thomas located the financier hanging in a cell at 6:30 a.m., less than 40 minutes after her final search. Yeah, I'd like to know more about this when they get it. So if they're going to bring her in for a deposition, if they record it and they put it out there, I'll cover it and we'll make sure that we see what she has to say. We can kind of watch her body language. We know that this whole thing is connected to the club in blackmailing, protecting the club. Let's go to the next one. New Mexico police move in to search for remains at the Zorro Ranch. So apparently 2 girls were strangled and buried on the property. It's in the emails. Everybody knows about it. They're just now trying to get out there. I mean, when this all broke, someone could have slipped out there, got these bodies, removed them, and been gone for like weeks, months at this point. Like, or if they're still there, it's going to be interesting because I would say there may be way more. This is where it's going to start to take a dark turn. We'll see what they do here. I mean, it's such a cover up. The government's participating in covering it up. Like, you know, I don't know, man. This place at Zorro Ranch, this had a lot going on. This underground facility. This is a place where they were talking about having all the designer baby stuff going on, all this other stuff, man. Like, this cat was wild. Epstein was. Like, if you could get a movie on his real life, like the real everything, it would probably be one of the best of all time. This because it would show this guy's connection. Everyone, all the famous people, everyone was blackmailed. Everything, it would be like nothing like it. To the highest powers in this day and age, like it would be if you could have all the truth put into the movie. And it have to be all the truth, obviously. It would be wild. Taking you into the underground layer on the island, into the tunnel, down to past the locker rooms, and into all the satanic ritual, all the adrenochrome extraction, all the stuff that the mainstream doesn't want to talk about. They want to keep it at sex and girls. They don't want to mention the boys at all, which people should find odd because they're there and they just don't want to talk about it. But the boys are the ones that are harvested for the adrenochrome. The boys between age 3 and 5. When scared to death, they produce the most adrenochrome. You understand that they're harvesting something that literally comes from fear in children. Horrific fear. That's how it's produced. So the more horrific fear, the better the adrenochrome. Do you understand that? Yeah, sick, but real that is. How potent that is. To know that this is what your enemies seek. These vampires seek. Literally. That is what you'll never hear on the mainstream, right? It goes deep though. Like, man, like, I'm telling you, man. I'd love to see if anyone's out there and got any independent drone footage of like the perimeter of Zorro Ranch. Like, as far as I know, it'd probably change up. You know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Because they'll go and they'll change it. If I do, we'll just wait and we'll see. You just remember tonight I was gonna tell you something, and if I come back later and I'm like, remember when I didn't say it? This is what it was. I can guarantee you if I say something, whoever's listening, whatever's listening, I can't do it. All right. I don't want to make you wonder too much. Let's jump to the next stuff. A van smashes into the White House security barricade. The driver in custody. What is this? DC Metro Police saying that at 6:37 a.m., officers responded to the vicinity of the White House to assist the U.S. Secret Service after a van drove through the barricade at the Connecticut Avenue and 8th Street Northwest. No reported injuries at the time. The operator was apprehended, and an investigation is ongoing. And, yeah. You ever notice? All right. On to this next one. This is horrific. This goes right along with all the child trafficking and all the human trafficking. If you start to hear a lot of noise, it's because it's raining really hard. Right? That's what I was going to say. So, can't do nothing about that. If you hear that in the background. A New York rapper. Never heard of this guy in my life, but his name's Bentley Buggs. He gets arraigned on horrific child sex trafficking charges. Forced a 16-year-old, and they suspect a lot more than this, a 16-year-old into prostitution across multiple states. But this is how these groups work. You wonder why he's sitting there with a handful of cash. Well, some of these guys will literally go out here and they'll be pimps. I mean, it's something that's happened many times in the past, and unfortunately is happening out there right now. It doesn't help when you've got states out there that legalize prostitution and things like that, and these guys come along and they shatter the life of a young girl by doing this, by running prostitution rings. And it runs right into the same circles of the other human traffickers, because they all kind of run together, right? And but this guy got his card pulled. He I guess he got to where there was a lot of threats involved here on her life, and she ran and snitched him out, and he's busted. So it's not the first time. Let me tell you, this guy's out there pimping, literally, like, every city all across the world, probably at this point. I mean, it's with prostitution's called the oldest freaking job, or what do they call it in the world? Goes back, whatever. And look, I'm gonna be honest. I see this picking up big time. I see sexual favors. Unfortunately, when AI wrecks this place and people don't want to go into a beast system and they don't have a plan and they're in a tight spot, people are going to end up doing things like this. It's going to become a form of payment more and more. Unfortunately. And when they're legalizing it in places, does it help? Occupation, yeah. Profession. There you go, profession. You guys got the word for me, man. It's been a long day, man. I spent most of the day at freaking hospital. And no, I haven't got any answers, man. I'll go for more tests. It's always more tests. Nobody ever knows. Sarasota woman found guilty in federal court for making a threat to Trump on TikTok. Now, I cover this, something like this, once a week, every other week, it seems. Here's the latest. This is not wise, not even if you're just kind of nonchalant like she's being here. Okay, other people they've voiced their opinion big time. They've come out and said all foot is, and been very straight to the point about it. And they've gotten visits of warning. Some have, I don't know what's happened to all of them. A majority of them have got visits. I don't know what happened to some of these more famous people. I sometimes think that their posts, they're allowed to do it. They get away with it because they're inciting other people out there, idiots, to do the same thing. And they're like, oh, Pink did it. Pink talked crap about Trump. She just threatened his life, and she didn't get in no trouble. Then all these other people think that they can get away with it, but that's not the case. It was like a trap. All these people go to social media. They go on there with their threats, and they get charged for it.
See mega, pew pew mega, see mega, pew pew. Okay, guys, so I would like to start a new movement called See MAGA, because people like that respond to fear and terror and aggression, not logic and empathy and, I don't know, intelligence. It doesn't work for them. So fear works. So if we all get our guns and use our Second Amendment right and our common sense, at this point this administration is begging us to rise up and revolt, and you see somebody with a MAGA hat, pew pew, that's what we do. That's the way. It's the only way. Put them back in their basements, make them scared again to be racist, homophobic, and terrible, just awful fucking pieces of shit. Because I would way rather live next to immigrants than MAGA people. MAGA people deserve to be terrified and scared to walk in the streets because they should know that real Americans are gonna kill them.
Okay, an example of what you don't want to do. Or you're going to end up in jail with your mugshot just like this one. I don't know. It's just not smart. Not smart to be doing that. You're just begging for trouble from what I see. Someone, thank you for the coffees. I appreciate it to the fullest. Much love right back to you. Off to this next one. So this is pretty wild. Much love, blood to the brave out there as well. Much love. We have an FBI bulletin warning that the West Coast should watch out for surprise drone attacks from Iran. Now, this is where things get crazy, man, because it's going to start happening. I told you they're bringing the war to us. I've told you this. I've told you this, man. I hate to always keep saying it, but it's like I have. I've seen it all coming from a mile, 10,000 miles away. And now it's here. They've brought the war here, to our home, to our doorstep. And it really hasn't even really begun to pop off. Like, it's going to get way crazy. I hope you know this. This isn't theater. This isn't for show, man. This is real. Maybe, and usually this is how it'll go, a terror event is going to have to hit pretty close to home. And when that happens, then people will start being like, dude, we got to do something. Like, dude, I've been telling you we got to do something. But that's not going to be to me. They're going to be saying this to their friends and family, like, we got to do something. Because it's true. Like, if they're smart. Like, when you start hearing reports of car bombs blowing up and people getting mowed down, taken out, and it was like right down the road from you. Like, somebody, if you're smart, you better start looking out the window. You better have somebody watching for, like, who's entering your neighborhood or not. You're going to have to do these things. Like, this is the crazy part. Everyone has been so lackadaisical and, like, docile, doing nothing. You know, I say it all the time. It's why nothing's popping off here. But they're going to force people to. When these people are coming up in your backyards or whatever it is, in your neighborhoods, it's on. Maybe it's going to take those horrific news events. People dude was out mowing his lawn. I just reported on this. Dude was out in his yard and just got executed. Down in Florida. Guy just comes up out of nowhere and just executes him. These things start happening more and more. And that was by an illegal migrant. By someone that shouldn't have been here. What happens in these crazies just pop up out of nowhere, full scale, and it's just, I don't know. I think you'd be crazy to think we're not going to see an attack. We killed a spiritual leader on this planet, man. There's dudes out there, like, putting down the last will and testament, about to ride out. Like, it's drones coming down on the West Coast. Okay, so if it happens, wow, dude, this takes me back to the Obama movie and the drones. Oh my God, it does. It's it. What have they been doing? What have they been practicing this past week, this past month or so? Uncommon. What have they been doing? They've been taking a laser down there in El Paso, New Mexico, Texas and Mexico, New Mexico, and they're shooting things down out of the sky. Drones, right? They just started doing this kind of like, oh, they were getting ready for something they knew was coming. Now a NOTAM is up to like the middle of summer, right? Which is unprecedented. Okay. They got a weapon, a laser weapon, and it looks like our west coast of the United States. It may be the very first spot that we see turn into like an aerial, like a war front. Aerial. Like where they're shooting on our west coast. Like you can sit there, people are in their homes. They're watching our military shooting at these things in the sky coming in. You have to. You either shoot them down or they're going to come in and hit the target. So they have to try to shoot them down. The problem is, I'm going to tell you right now, our defensive systems, our Patriot missile systems and everything, they suck. And they're not going to stop anything hypersonic. I'll show you that here in just a minute. We're in a critical spot where our only known defensive means for shooting down ballistic missile, any kind of missile coming in, cannot keep up with what the top missiles are out there. And there's no answer for it. The closest thing they've got is a laser. And you have to hit it directly with the laser. Dead on. Thing with the laser, especially a long range laser, is anything beyond it. If you miss, it's going to get hammered. Satellites in space, planes up in the sky, it's all going to get sliced, right? So it's tricky. That's why they got a freaking NOTAM in a large area anytime that they're going to try to use these things. Imagine the whole West Coast. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the last time I could think of any time they were shooting on the West Coast. It reminds me of a story back, it was in black and white, that I was reading it off of an article, and this is a known event. There was a UFO over LA event that took place like decades ago. UFO over LA. It's a known event over California, and the military just started unloading into the skies. Okay, it's real deal, real event that took place. Okay, a military documented event. Okay, it reminds me of something like that. If you ain't seen this, closest thing anyone's seen is maybe a rocket launch from somebody. You ain't seen like Iraq. You know what I'm saying? Where anti-aircraft shots are getting shot into the sky left and right. Where our West Coast is a war front, man. They ain't fireworks. This is going to change everything. And Iran's, this is the moment it's all going to happen. I believe they are the ones. It was up to this point. Like, you didn't cut the head off a snake. Yeah, they killed Khomeini and all this, but they didn't wipe out the regime. It's the thing here. There's way more. There's a whole huge power structure that still sits there. They know this. And Trump is back and forth in all of his statements every single day. But one thing is clear. That power structure is not bowing down. It's not surrendering. It's not even talking or negotiating now. It's doing whatever it wants. It's turning the tables and basically saying F you, and if you want it, come get it. If you think you're going to send a ground invasion in here, do it. Bring it. That's where we're at with it right now. And Iran is sending low-grade drones. They won't be on the West Coast. They'll be a higher grade. So this is another problem. Iran has drones for days, missiles for days. They've got low-grade weapons stockpiles for days. So they're sending them out, and the stuff we're using to shoot them down is way more expensive. That creates a big problem in a war. You have to have that all figured out. You know, why the U.S. and Israel did not have this thing, how they were going to deal with the hypersonics figured out before they started bombing Iran is beyond me. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. They suck at what they do. All they know how to do is try to go murder, kill innocent people. But when they stepped into a regime that could strike back, they got hit with hypersonics, and they have no answer. The hypersonics come in like lightning. I've showed you. Like, it's, if you hear hypersonics are being used in your area, you better run. You better just go. So, look, man, this is the first time in all this war that I have to put out an alert from the freaking FBI that sets us up all the time, that all California police departments need to be on alert. Not just military or anything, but all police departments need to be on alert because the mainland can come under siege by drones. And when this happens, there's going to have to be some kind of order out of the chaos. You see, they say it's unclear how Iran would even be able to get close enough. Like, get out of here. Like, there's so many different ways it can be deployed. That's not even an issue. They know this. They know this. Remember, our own government was showing us drones earlier this year that could outrun our military choppers, our planes, and everyone was flipping out. Remember? Drones over New Jersey. Everyone's freaking out. It even said in the beginning it's an Iranian drone ship off the coast. They played that card. That was a lie. It's a lie. Trump got in there, and what Trump say? Nonchalantly, I guess it's ours. We knew that they were ours because they had freaking FAA lights on them. So they were abiding by the government rules. Like, come on. But the crazy thing was, it's a brand new technology. Let's not forget what our government showed us they have here. And they're probably not the only ones. It's like a UFO UAP mixed in. It was a drone that you could not scramble. First off, every other drone out there you can hit and you can bring it down with frequency. These you can't. It's like it's being controlled by some kind of inner core AI or something else. It's like intelligence is guiding it from the inside, and it's not receiving no signal from the outside. That's how most of the drones work. Even the Predator drones that drop missiles and everything else, they're remote controlling them from around the world, and you can bring them down with frequency. These new ones do not get jammed with the frequency. You can't do it. That's a new technology. They quietly showed the masses that were paying attention. Let's not forget they showed us in Congress this past year that they shot a UAP with the Hellfire missile, blew it apart, and all the pieces stayed flying with it. We are in the midst of massive disclosure. Remember that as well. That's going to play a part in all this because on the battlefield throughout the years, the real battlefields like Ukraine and all that, that's where I've caught some of the best real UFO footage of these craft just not zipping all over the place. When you slow down the frames, they're observing everything. Everything. You'd be a fool to think something's not created all this and not watching everything. Get out of here. Watching everything, even tonight they're watching. Something in intelligence is watching. Okay? So we could somewhere along the lines of being on a great war will be the alien card played. Like introduction. Because we have to be a peaceful, it has to be done with war. It's a false peace, you know what I'm saying? They come in, as it's all prophesized, man, turn the weapons into plowshares. How's that going to happen? Like, people around the world, if they think it's a bad alien coming in, will fight them everywhere. Every little island, everywhere. The rocks, sticks, guns. They will fight them tooth and nail. But if they were told different, as I said before, that we're the baddies. We're the bad ones. We're the ones constantly at war. They're benevolent. They're peaceful. But they won't come here and share all their beautiful technology and all the cures for disease and all these amazing things unless you give up your weapons. And they're going to tell everybody, you got to give up your weapons. It's the only way they're going to be at peace, and we really got to do it. And see, a higher race, they're going to be able to see where all the weapons are at. This gets crazy. These are the things that have to go into motion. And see, some people don't have to believe in these things, but when the nutcases running this world do, then you better be paying attention to what they believe in. Because they tell you all the time, as above, so below. And there's windows they find in heaven to open up when certain things are in retrograde, just like on 9/11. Okay? And they pull off their events in those windows. I've told you this time. This is all witchcraft, man. It's all any of this is. 100%. We know this. I got a piece that's going to blow your mind here in a minute. Look, say what you want about Tucker. And I've called him out on a bunch of things, being a shill for this and that. But I give people props for their due. And he told the whole world the aliens are here. They're under the ground. They're on the bottom of the ocean. He said it. He said it to the millions he can reach. He said it. So I give him those props. Okay? And you're going to see another piece here tonight. I'm going to get to, keep it pushing here. I'll get to it here in a second. He's on it again, man. Let me see here. Skip some of these. All right. This one's worth, gotta cover this. Pam Bondi has vacated her DC home because she's scared. She's moved into the fortified military base. We told you this before, and there were others that did this. Many. There's something going on here, though. Remember what I just said on the last stream about the guy that built bunkers? He come out bragging that he had two people out of Trump's cabinet. His cabinet's not that big. But he had two people out of his cabinet wanting bunkers done, specifically that were in his current cabinet. That would piss me off again, because if I'm one of the people, like, again, if someone wanted to target us for real, from their perspective, like, you just let people know there's only a small list of the people in his cabinet, and you can start checking off, just going in a list, weeding out who would be and who wouldn't, and you would get down to a handful of individuals, and some would stand out like a sore thumb above others. And see, I would be pissed if I was them, because he opened his mouth. You should have never opened your mouth. From a security standpoint, you are dealing with bunkers, for crying out loud. I was telling my wife this earlier. That becomes a death trap, because all someone's got to do that knows that you got a bunker on that property is park a car on top of the door to get out, and you're done. Oh, and go fold over the air vent on the way out, you're done. Becomes your coffin. So they're going into a military base, and you better cross your T's and dot your I's. You're going to go down this road. I'm telling you. Because when hordes of the enemy know that you got a bunker anywhere, exactly what I just told you will become your nightmare. Let's jump to this piece of work. This rhino. I call him a lot of choice words, man. I can't stand this one. Lindsey Graham. Oh boy. This guy, he wants to send your children to war. That's right. He wants to send them. It's probably going to take me right to X. Might as well just load up here. We'll play this clip, and I'm going to let him say it himself, and we'll talk about it here.
Is out of Spain. They're not reliable. Move all those airplanes to our allies. Step up. Get our air bases out of Spain. They're not reliable. Move all those airplanes to a country that would let us use them when we're threatened by a regime like Iran. To our friends in Spain, man, you've lost your way. I don't want to do business with you anymore. I want our air bases out of Spain into a country that will let us use them. To our Arab friends, I've tried to help you construct a new Mideast. You need to up your game here. I can't go to South Carolina and say we're fighting and you won't publicly fight. What you're doing behind the scenes, that has to stop. The double dealing of the Arab world when it comes to this stuff needs to end. I go back to South Carolina, I'm asking them to send their sons and daughters over to the Mideast. What I want you to do in the Mideast, to our friends in Saudi Arabia and other places, step forward and say, this is my fight too. I join America. I'm publicly involved in bringing this regime down. If you don't, you're making a great mistake, and you're going to cut off the ability to have a better relationship with the United States. I say this as a friend.
Yeah, whatever. He wants to go to South Carolina and send your sons and daughters to the front line to get killed. And they're getting killed. They're getting mauled. They're getting hurt. They're getting wounded. It happens. It's war. There's hundreds at this point that have been wounded. And many that have been killed. Many from, oddly enough, my state, Kentucky, which is weird. Just ready to cough them up, man. This is why I tell you all the time, have a long talk with your friends and family if they're talking about military service. What are you doing? What are you really doing? It's not what people used to think it was, for sure. Like, you're not. The problem is in DC, the pedos. It's here. The problem is here. And people need to quit kicking the can down the road, sugarcoating it, being scared of it. You need to face the problem. It's here, not in another country. And if you're going to let your offspring sign up to go give their life then why don't you send them in the right direction against why don't you teach them the right way? Give them the right clarity on where the pedos are that are kidnapping and raping children. Not to go fight for them. You kidding me? This is a different day and age. This ain't 2-3 decades ago. Grandpa's day and age. Different war, different time where knowledge wasn't there for men. When men were signing up for war and they thought with all their heart, they knew they were going to fight fights. It's different. We know the gig's up. The curtain's dropped. There are no excuses at this point. It's just nobody wants to do it. Again, nobody wants to do it. No one wants to serve that oath. No one wants to ride here. Everyone's scared to even say a word. I played that clip earlier. Yeah, the girl was stupid for threatening to kill Trump on the internet. Don't do that. Don't be stupid. It doesn't mean you got to be frozen and not rally and not come together. Like, until we see that, until we see like some rallying or something, people coming together, I don't know, there's really no hope here. It's going to be the same old song and dance. The very next election's going to come up on you so quick. And I don't know, people are probably going to be so pissed off at Trump in all this that they're going to hand it to the Dems. That's the scary part. You're going to hand it over to them. They're going to use all the stuff Trump put on laws against MAGA. It's going to come back to haunt them. What's the answer? Fight back. It's simple. But there's like no one. Even in protest doesn't have to be violent. You're not going out there threatening people's lives. You go out there and you chant, take the bullhorn, be active, go to the senator's office, talk to people. Don't threaten. You don't have to. The power's in your numbers. And I'm trying to find the magic key to unlock that to where those numbers can finally fill out into the street, finally come together. Star Fury, thank you so much. And they want to take away all the benefits. Yes. Oh, yeah, they'll use you and they'll abuse you. They'll take our vets, they'll use you, and then they'll leave you on the streets. Yeah, I mean, most of the guys I've encountered, a good majority have been vets on the streets that have been homeless. And not guys on drugs or anything else like that. Guys that are just left with nothing. Pisses me off. I said it before. If I was the billionaire, I'd have a mansion. I'd go around in a city. I'd snatch up all the homeless vets that deserve a room, and I'd just tell them, hey, I'm going to send some young guys in here, and you guys got to train them up smartly on everything, on survival, how to shoot a gun, like all this stuff. Give them all your knowledge, man. Then we're doing something. Then we're utilizing everything, and we're connecting all of our knowledge, that's in our vets. It's just that they wanted to die in the street. We're utilizing it. We're passing it on to the youth. We're getting the youth trained up without having to go into the beast military system and take all their jabs and all this other crap. That's a whole different issue right there. Why would you want your kid to go in and at this point, knowing everything you know about the jab and everything, how would you dare allow them to go in and get stuck with 50 million things under the sun plus that? Huh? Like, there's no excuse. It's shameful at this point that people bypass and turn a cheek to all these facts because of whatever. Anyone that I know that's just going to send at this point their offspring off to serve this beast, like, I don't even want to know you. I don't even want to be friends with you. I don't even be cool with you. You ain't cool. You're a traitor to your own fam. Can't even tell them, give them the knowledge, the real knowledge. We'll point to where the sickos are. Like, there's the problem. Not some innocent dude defending his country on the other side of the planet. Get out of here, man. We're smarter than that. And I'll leave it there. So, other people have some feelings about this too. I'll let Megyn Kelly and her host here talk about this as well.
Trump called Graham this week to praise his television appearances. Oh my God. Graham saw an opportunity. The senator said he pitched Trump on bombing Iranian and Hezbollah elements inside Lebanon. Trump said he'd think about it. Graham recalled, quote, I just think he has seen the capability of our military. Graham goes on, what I don't understand is why more people don't do it. Try to shape these events. This is a moment of world history here. Just jump in the deep end of the pool. This guy is a homicidal maniac with a bloodlust that is insatiable. He got us into the Iranian war, Lindsey Graham. Now he wants us to get involved in a Lebanese war, which is Israel's already starting or involved in. Yep. And he wants us to go into Cuba. From the sound of it, possibly, is that a boots on the ground situation? I don't know.
A threat.
But this guy should be nowhere near President Trump. He should not be allowed within 20 feet of the president's orbit. And the president should make the decision to keep this guy the hell away from him, or at least in his own mind, shut down his influence. This is not a force for good in the United States of America.
No. Hell no. Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, those are all, you hear deep state. What do you think a deep state is? It's these characters. It's all these type of characters from both sides of the aisle. That's who it is. It's not like some ghosts are running it. No, there's key guys here that are involved in all this. And what's crazy is that all these guys go to meetings and they all meet up together at certain places. And if somebody took all this treason stuff serious, you could literally find a bunch of treasonous guys gathering at many events together, all in one place. And you could arrest a bunch of treasonous guys for their treason and a bunch of other crimes. All in one full swoop. Yep. You'd probably only have one real good crack at it, because once it happened one time, they'd stop meeting in public events like that and everything. Once you got a really good, dozens or hundreds of them, at an event, surround Bohemian Grove or Bilderberg, and serve them, serve the criminals. It's not a conspiracy. Some of these people are real criminals. Some of these people have international criminal arrest warrants on them. You know this, right? Like Benjamin Netanyahu, that was said to have been killed over the past few days, and there's been no sign of life from him after that was been said. I find that interesting. Not a peep of it. And all of a sudden, Trump saying, I think we should end the war. I think the war is over. There's nothing else to hit. We've hit everything. We've hit absolutely everything. There's nothing else to hit. But then the other side of the coin, no, it's going to last. It's going to last for a few more weeks at least. It's like, well, which is it? Like, here is the Tucker part. This is the Tucker one, man. I wanted to drop out there. See, what's it say here? It says, he talks about the witchcraft. Okay, so this is real stuff, man. This is the real deal. All of it. This is it. Like, what you're dealing with is witches and warlocks every single day. Okay? And when you understand this, finally, when you understand this, you understand how to start to stop it, to defeat it. The first thing is to know that it's working on you, that something is being pushed on you that you were unaware of before. You have to become aware of it. And when you do, it starts to not work because you're aware of it. And this is what they don't want. But this is the awakening runs against them. This is how it has to happen. Part of the black magic has been keeping people in a comatose state. You know this. People joke about it and say it, but it's really true. They're keeping them dumbed down, lower frequency, caught up on certain subjects, this and that, and it's keeping them there. It's witchcraft at its finest. When you step back and you see it, you can see it's an operation, and you can see that there's something there. Well, when you get deep into it, you see that this whole world is set up this way. It's how it operates. Okay? Your military, every military around the world's got a structure, right? All the way up to the general, right? This is actually based off of the spiritual realm. They didn't just make the rank and file up themselves. This comes from the spiritual realm, okay? And there is a whole rank and file system of entities. And Love Mama, thank you. That has their dark one at the top. Lucifer sitting at the top. And there's a whole list of people below him, down to the general. The 5th rank general. There's Lucifuega, then there's Satan Nacha. They'll blow you away, but there's a whole list. In this, in all the rankings, you'll find characters like Azazel. Might ring a bell. Might have heard of it. He's real. And he's an entity that even the Knights Templar, they worshipped. Not so much as worshipped. This isn't so much as like, it's, they're casting circles and they're calling on spirits. That's simple. It's exactly what King Solomon did. He was a master magician. Do you understand this? Why was he so special? Why was the whole story of Knights Templar so special? Why were they so powerful? Well, they found his magic. It's real. There is a hierarchy of the jinn, as I call them. I call them the jinn, okay? The spirit, okay? That's there for a reason. They were put in place at the flood, okay? The spirit, the energy force, the life force, the consciousness. This is why you should know you exist the same. Okay? Understand this. You don't need a physical body to be conscious. Okay? Understand this. If you cannot wrap your head around it, you better now. Because the whole universe is mental. This is how it works. A lot of this has been kept from you, but it's very basic. If you've been taught it in high school or middle school, you'd be up to par. But they kept this all from you. In the meantime, while people are running around lacking this, they know how to manipulate your polarity, your energies, how to do certain things to you, to influence you. And when you're unaware of it, you're just getting like a puppet. They're pulling strings. When you become aware of it, the cords break. And then you could see what they're doing. You can see how they're manipulating energies and different things and what they're doing. It's not so much magic as it is a science that's been hidden and kept from you. It's even been written about. Okay? So, this is energy harvesting. Do you understand this? Please do. Why is this whole thing about? What is this whole thing about? This whole realm. Your energy. Okay? Your soul energy. So this is regurgitating like a soul trap. All the souls that want to keep cycling back through it. But while you're here, while you're living this life, they're not just wanting, this isn't about your soul. This is about the energy that you produce. And they're feeding off of it. It's called loosh. It's emotional energy. And the reptilian race, especially, they vamp onto lower, they'll connect onto your lower chakra and on people that are depressed because you open a door for them to be there. And people that are like really super emotionally stressed and all this other stuff, you open the door for them to latch on. This is real. This is how they feed. They're feeding off of your emotional energy. Again, it's called loosh. And yeah, we're kind of like a battery in a way. We're food in a way for an entity. This isn't conspiracy. This is not fake. It's as real as ghosts are. You know the real. Energy's real. Okay? There's a cycle to it. You have to cross over and pass over. Some people get caught in the in-between. You should know all this too. I could go on for days in this realm. Maybe we need to talk about it. We're there. There's no hiding from it. There's no waking up tomorrow and forgetting about it. There's no going back to the 80s and 90s where we used to live, the days of old. There's no never going back to any of it. Everything is going to continue to accelerate. The days are going to go by faster, as they are. Time's going to continue to fly by more and more. Crazier things are going to continue to happen here, just as predicted and prophesized. But you got to understand it's all being the catalyst. The guys that are doing this are witches and warlocks. Again, they're trying to match things in the heavens and match the energies because there's certain meaning to it. May not mean nothing to you, but they know these things. They figured it out, and there's something to it, and they kept it from you. And I'm trying to get you hip to the game so you at least can defend yourself and start to fight back. Because ignoring this leaves you defenseless. These are your weapons. You hear about putting on the armor of God. Well, pick up your sword. Okay, you need to have your tools. Here, you need to know. Jesus said you would go on to do greater things than he. How is that? There's a lot of magical, amazing abilities right at your fingertips that they don't want you to know. On healing, on all types of things. I've told you about the chrism. I've told you about the process, but only those that want it will go and seek it. And you have to seek it. You have to live it out. That's the magic. You can live a certain way and you will raise your frequency. And the higher source that made this place will see you. If you stay bogged down, listen to me. Listen. If you stay bogged down in fog, he's not going to see you down below. But if you raise your frequency, you will peek up through the clouds like the top of a tower in a city above the clouds. I know you've seen it. I've shown it before. Which the tips will shine through. That is what you are trying to do to get out of here. Or you will cycle back through. They wash you clean, your memory. That's why you don't remember none of it. It's part of the process. In the physical form. Or it probably wouldn't work. You would think of all the past families all the time. You'd have to really prove that we could master doing that. So they wipe our memory clean. You're born into amniotic fluid. Amniotic fluid. It's a fact. Write it down, look it up. Sick of people thinking everything's conspiracy. These are facts. Amniotic fluid. Amnesia fluid. You were born into a sack of amnesia fluid. It's a fact. If you want to know how this place works, if you want to break free, do not go to the light. You want to go into this universe and get out of this place. Or you can stay until you learn. If you cannot overcome all these things, your sexual wants, your wants for alcohol, cigarettes, you can't overcome these basic things, you will never graduate from here. You were put here to master these things and to become a master of all this. And no one ever taught you. Be lucky you found out now. I don't care if you're 80. At least you found out the truth before it's over. You walk righteous. You raise the chrism. You raise the chrism, the vibration. You fight the fight the right way. The magic begins there. That's a whole different, you have to live that. But you can also ward off the demons. You know, this is where the exorcism part comes in. This is where I'm right at the doorstep of. Because it's next. I'm right there. And I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to run demons out in the physical. Because I can. I am the one God made in charge of all of this place. Do you understand? And so are you. I am the one that speaks anything I want into existence. Because that's how it works. Do you understand that? I am more powerful than all these fallen entities that are here. And it's truth. It is written. Remember, Lucifer kicked Adam when God set him out to dry. Made him of clay. And he was jealous. Because God said, you will bow down to man. Don't you ever forget it, all of you. You are superior. This is why they envy you. This is why they hate you. This is why they stole your women and brought giants out of them. They screwed up big time. They think they're superior because they have a superior intelligence and even technology. But they're bad. And they don't listen. And God said, you will listen to man. You will bow down. Don't you ever forget that. Oh yeah. So when the Creator comes back to separate the wheat and the tare, I think it's a physical event. Because these guys are embedded within us. They look just like us. The tares are shapeshifter. You hear it again, it's not conspiracy, it's real. They try to make it all seem a laughing stock, but the real deal is way dark. Most people can't handle it. But this is it. This is how it operates. These guys know it too. All of them do. Like all the elites in the establishment, all their kids have been taught all this. They've been taught, just like you've kind of heard, that as some religions say, that they're the goy. You can do whatever you want to the masses, the goy. They're cattle. They're subhuman. Which is ridiculous. You know what's crazy also, I find, in all this, I gotta say this though, is in Christianity and all this, like, you're like, there's no hate speech, there is no violence, there's no calling for going and chopping someone's head off, you know, there's no saying take another religion's children and mash their head into the concrete, or take another religion's people and they're all cattle, they're all dogs, do what you want with them, sexually do what you want with them, kill them all. Are you kidding me? Now, if our religion had anything like that, they would say we were the worst thing in the world. Would they not? Would they not? Well, my religion don't say that. Someone else's does. And you know who. And it's in the wide open. And it's clear, again, who hates you and wants to kill everybody, man. And who's running this deception. So humans have been sold out. Well, what sect have sold us out? Well, it's got to be the ones in power. Right? Let's listen to Tucker.
And what people like Levin, whom I'm not attacking, I feel sorry for because he's clearly living in hell, but what they're trying to do is a species of witchcraft. And it's really simple. You repeat something until it becomes true. You speak... You create truth by speaking. In the beginning was the word, right? There's a holy power, there's a supernatural power in words. Describe.
Do you freaking hear what Tucker is saying? This is it. This is all of it. He is saying it out in the open. How many of the millions? I'm going to replay this from the top. This is just so important. It's mind blowing. These are the keys I'm telling you. You change everything. But how many people in their living room even heard this? Acted on it. He dropped jewels right here that only he will do like this. I'm just giving him the props. Again, I don't even care for Tucker because I think he's a CIA plant in many ways. But when cats drop jewels, I give props, man. You have to keep it honest. He's putting the truth out there. It's crazy. This is awesome.
And what people like Levin, whom I'm not attacking, I feel sorry for because he's clearly living in hell, but what they're trying to do is a species of witchcraft. And it's really simple. You repeat something until it becomes true. You speak, you create truth by speaking. In the beginning was the word, right? There's a holy power, there's a supernatural power in words. Describing things is different from simply doing them. And if you can talk reality into being. This is what an incantation is. It's what a spell is. It's not like spooky, like crazy stuff. It's the lived reality of every person. Say it and it becomes true. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. Shills like Pompeo who are getting paid from who knows how many different groups to lie to you and coming across as some sort of moral voice, or poor Mike Huckabee guys like that who are just like under some spell. Let's just be honest about what this is. It's not about Iran's weapons. It's about Israel's ambitions. But there's something deeper. There's like almost a spell. I mean, Huckabee, for example. You really think Huckabee is being threatened? I know Huckabee well. I'm sure you do too.
Yes.
Nice man. Like, what is this? And I look at him and I see a man under a spell. I mean this, and I'll be mocked for it, but I mean it. There's no practical, conventional explanation for some of this behavior. I mean, I look at Ted Cruz and I'm like, I think I know what's going on. Lindsey Graham, I think I know what's going on. But Mike Huckabee, I think he is under a spell. He is not thinking clearly at all. And so when Mike Huckabee says, and I think Mike Huckabee likes America or did, but when he stands up and says, God will destroy our country if we don't support Bibi, it's like, how could someone ever say something like that? And I don't know the answer, but I think it's more metaphysical than political.
I take it as more of a threat. They're using one of the most well-known symbols for witchcraft as their logo with the star. And you can use a 6 or a 5 star. The combination of the two and a seal is said to be part of the key for the Seal of Solomon, which was very important in terms of, again, all this. Solomon, see, there's rules to the game. You need to understand. They mocked this with Lord of the Rings, the movie, right? Solomon was a very important story. And again, when things are plucked out of your Bible and kept from you, it's all knowledge. You need to know these things that happened. I'm concerned about what the true history of everything was. Not just chosen books handpicked by the people that seem to hate me. No, I want to know it all, and didn't choose for myself. And in doing so, like, no, everything is plucked out of the Bible. All the best stuff, like the Book of Enoch, all these other, the Book of Giants. There was a whole different life form here. That's why I told you earlier, the whole thing with disclosure, I think it's going to creep back in. I think it is. I think it's going to creep back in here at some point. I don't think it's going too far away. I think it's going to happen on Trump's watch. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know how they're going to play this. I don't know if they're going to look human. I don't know how they're going to play it. One thing is key about this whole thing, though, speaking things into existence. I don't know. I don't know how many people out there caught it tonight or whenever he did that. I know that they reached millions of people with that segment. I'm hoping it hit home for some people, but I don't know. We'll see. Start putting it into practice. All right, we're gonna switch here. I'm trying to keep it moving here. Already 10:30. We've got a late start tonight, but that was an important piece I wanted to play though with Tucker, just because. Yeah. I could go on and on with that kind of talk. But I've got like more stories lined up here. So so I'm gonna try to knock these out. I'm gonna jump to the next one. Rand Paul here, giving his thoughts on this.
About how worried are you that a split Republican Party will only mean losses in the midterm elections? How are you expecting the midterms to play out? And if you do lose the majority, doesn't that put the GOP behind the 8 ball in terms of getting anything done, in terms of your priorities?
I don't think a split party is the problem. I think high oil prices will be a problem. I think the 2026 elections already, we are behind the 8 ball as far as the electoral process. I think if you add in high gas prices, high oil prices, and if we are still bombing Iran with kinetic action, people don't want to call it war, but if there's still kinetic action that causes oil to be over $100, I think you're going to see a disastrous election.
Wow.
Wow. Well, that's his take, and I can see that people don't want to be in this, and people are sick of paying high prices. Putin apparently denied sharing intelligence with Iran Um, Shots were fired at the U.S. consulate in Toronto. They fear this is connected to the Iran war and it's like terror or like blowback, which I'm telling you, we're going to see more and more of these type of stories. Trump responds to a report claiming that we struck a school. And I'm telling you, I've looked into this hardcore. He's playing stupid here. There's no way he doesn't know. But what looks to have happened initially is that this school used to be a site where military stuff was conducted. And then it was all moved out and everything else. And from all the other reports that I see, the U.S. did strike it. And they're trying to say that they didn't have updated information. They had like older, they were going off like maybe satellite footage from last year or something. And what used to be a spot where the military was knocked down and a school was there. That's what's floating around. Okay, so Trump knows full well about it. He's a hawk on all this stuff. Come on, he's on social media right now, hawking. He's probably listening tonight, punk.
Iran. As commander-in-chief, do you take responsibility for that?
That is what?
As commander-in-chief, do you...
For what?
For the strike on the school in Iran. A new report says the military investigation has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about it.
He don't know about it. It's a hard question. I don't know about it. Walked off. Well, here's some updates. Allies announced plans to tap emergency oil reserves as missiles rain down everywhere. So let's just see what's happening in the straits here. Well, look at here. Tehran Elementary School may have been on the U.S. target list. So it was struck that it may have been on the list. More than 170 people, most of them children, died. But that this was a former military spot. Again, in that they apparently didn't have updated information, which they're saying, how is that? How are you not going to have like updated, like from last night satellite footage if you're going to bomb a spot? I would never you would want to have the most updated live stuff of anything on any movie made. And if humans are making that call and making that mistake, just imagine if they give it to AI. They are saying here that the son of Ayatollah Khomeini is the new leader. If you don't know, he is the new supreme leader. Majtaba is his name. He has been wounded already. And it's because they came out and like idiots. They said who they selected. And man, we saw this in real time. They tried to retract it, but like it got out. And like it was out. They tried to retract it. And it was crazy because they tried covering up. You've seen it. Like, hold on. Other outlets were already saying that it was him. Well, no sooner than that happened, they hit him. They hit him. Just like that. You would be foolish if you're Iran to name your leader or anything like that at this point, or make any move like that, because they're showing they're going to strike. They're striking. Man, I don't feel good about none of this. I feel like we're about to get hit. And look, Trump says he's willing to kill the new Ayatollah if he doesn't bow down to his demands. And look, we don't know anything. He was injured. He may have died from his injury since then. We really don't know. Okay? Even Netanyahu was bombed. And they said his brother was killed, like factual. They even said the head of the Mossad was taken out. And we've been waiting on confirmation to see some kind of proof of life from Bibi. And there hasn't been anywhere. They've been suspiciously quiet on that end. Because they know everyone was talking about it. I mean, there's posts out there with millions of views, millions being shared on it. That it was Bibi's home that got hit and everything else. So They are dropping mines in the Straits of Hormuz, and this isn't good. There's speedboats rolling up and dropping mines like handful of time in different areas. And the US seen this, and they started to treat them pretty much like they do the cartel dudes in boats. They started blowing them out of the water. They did. That's what they're doing right now. They're blowing any guys they see creeping out there with mines, they're hitting them. So all of a sudden, oil prices have jumped. 2 tankers on fire. And we've got some footage here. This was the opening salvo, 100 rockets launched as a missile from Iran targeted the central region of the country in what Iran's Revolutionary Guard said was a coordinated attack that must have came from Israel flying in here. See, they're just bombs going off in the sky. And see, that's what I expect the west coast of the U.S. to look like. If that's going to be the first place hit, targeted, the sky is going to look just like that. Stuff blowing up because they're trying to take out drones coming in or missiles. Here's hits. So it's kind of chaotic, but I mean, we've got boats that have been hit. This is what it's looking like. I mean, and when they're loaded with oil, they're going up. Whole thing's even the waters. Yeah, billowing. Hey, like, hey, water's on fire. Coming out of the back.
طبعا هذا النسبة بنتين مو واحدة يا ولد.
Look, this is bad. It just so happens this is a 33-kilometer zone, their favorite number, where all this is going down, and this is affecting everything. It's going to affect everything. They're not messing around. So now we've got vessels that are on fire. The U.S. is saying, we're not going through. No one should go through there. And it's, as this says, choking the world off. Saudi Arabia has major concerns right now. Because, well, they've got the other side. They can go over to the Red Sea, so to speak, on the other side. But when all their infrastructure is built over here, you know, like anyone else, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, they want to be able to send stuff through there. Look, Iran launched missiles and hit every single one of these countries. Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, stopped at Oman. Because I'm guessing they're friendly in nature. But pounded all those places. This is what it's starting to look like. All the vessels smoking on fire. This is going to cause problems, man. Straits of Hormuz, a flashpoint in a war. Man, this is, I'm really interested. I want to know what happened with Bibi. They're just getting going, man. Like, I'd love to see some signs of life, man. It's been awful quiet coming from that camp. And all of a sudden, Trump is like, very soon, we play this clip.
Called it an excursion. You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
Are you talking
but soon.
about days?
I think soon.
Okay, and with respect
Very soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. In fact, there are 2 levels of leadership, and even actually, as it turns out, more than that. But 2 levels of leadership are gone. Most people have never even heard about the leaders that they're talking about. So it's obviously been very, very powerful, very effective.
So he's trying to play the card here that there's nothing left to hit. They've wiped everybody out, but they didn't. Other people are saying, like, hold on. Your initial excuse for even going back in here was nukes. And that the Ayatollah Khomeini originally, he was on record saying that the country shouldn't even have nukes because they would use it ultimately as an excuse to come in and destroy them. And that's exactly what they did. They like fulfilled his prophecy. And they killed him. And of course, he tried to kill his son already. They're gonna go and kill him. Like they're gonna stop here. They got all the guns parked in the neighborhood. They're there for business, and they're talking about boots on the ground. No, boots on the ground will not be no 2-week operation. It take 2 weeks easy just to even get set up for it. Crazy. Like, they've screwed up big time. This is the most unwanted war I've ever seen in polls already. And as Rand Paul just said, if this isn't over by this whole midterm, Trump just killed all the GOP, all the Republicans' chances, like all those people independently. It killed everything because of what he's done, what he's doing. So it's people are not happy. I don't want to see war. I fear the blowback. Said it a million times. The U.S. Navy refuses to provide escorts through the Straits of Hormuz. So our own Navy will not even go through there. Other tankers that are going through are getting blown up now. Like, it's getting... Dude, they're not backing down, man. They're not backing down. They've got the upper hand at this point. They've got the upper hand. I'm telling you. Like, something's going to have to give here. They're going to keep squeezing here for sure. To back off the U.S. military. It's something. They're going to use anything they got. And I really fear they're hitting us here at home. They've warned too many times that banks are on the chopping block. Saudi Arabia is ordering a large order of interceptor drones from Ukraine. How ironic. As the kill cost of the missile crisis deepens. Now, do you see what's happening? Do you see what's happening? Iran's winning. Just getting going. They've depleted the U.S., the West, and even Saudi Arabia's front range of missiles. The frontier. Lower level, yes, but they wiped through way more than they expected really quick because they didn't expect them to keep volleying. And that was a good tactic, it seems, by Iran because they weren't expecting it. They weren't expecting this the first time. That's why they stopped everything, 12-day war and all this, in my opinion, because Iran bucked back then. But now they cannot stop these hypersonics. Matter of fact, I should have on my page a clip here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, well, let me just pull this up. Let's just go over everything, all the warnings that are up here. This is why I say follow me over here on X. As this says, if you live in Bahrain, Dubai, Kuwait, Iran's military command just told you to measure the distance between your home and the nearest bank. They are warning civilians in all these countries, saying that if you are within a kilometer of the bank, you're going to be within a blast radius. So they're sending big bombs to take out banks, and they blasted one today full of employees and people. Oh, okay. Well, let me do this. What's this account access expired? So I don't even know why I connected to Rumble if that's the case. Somebody said there's a troll. Apparently I don't have nobody over there modding. Well, I just disconnected from Rumble. We're streaming to X and YouTube only. At this point, it tells me I have to reconnect my account anyway over there, which is odd. But thank you for the heads up. But we're not live there anymore. I suppose I do need to probably add in some mods. Email me if you're one of my mods and you're on Rumble and you can mod over there or whatever. Try to take care of that. But a heads up, though, as I was saying, banks, again, this is physical. Like, they're targeting and telling you, get the heck out. So, all right, watch this. This is my warning. This is the big warning. Footage of a Patriot missile system out of the UAE shows that our Patriot missile system fails to intercept an incoming Iranian missile. And this is not even hypersonic. This is just a regular old missile cruising on by. They're lobbing, it says right here, Iran is lobbing their less advanced missiles across the Gulf. Yeah, they've told us this much. These are low level and they can't even stop them. So let me go back here, show you the first one, show you all these missiles. You'll see them coming in up here. Look at them. They're streaking in up here. They're going right in and they can't stop them. Restart this right here. All right. So right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. At that, and they missed it completely, and it got by, and it hit, boom, the target. Here comes more anti-air. I mean, these things suck. They can't even stop regular missiles. How are they going to stop hypersonics? That's why I'm telling you, it's over. In this war, there's been no demonstration to be able to stop anything. Look at this one. These are just ballistic missiles, man. Cruising right on by defenses. I don't know, like this Patriots like suck. Like bad. And look, that one got right on through and boom. Hit. Oh, and that one hit something big because there was another after flare up there. Maybe an oil depot or something explosive. It hit it. They can't stop them. They can't stop them, man. This is embarrassing, to be honest with you. Look at this. This was over Iran's city of Qamteh. Some people thought that they used a special weapon. Look at that mushroom cloud. Massive. Huge bomb. So they are targeting key spots still. Trump's like, everything's been hit. Whatever. They're still bombing away. Huge bombs. Iran's foreign minister says a branch of Iran's oldest bank was bombed while full of employees. You see? Like, I don't know how many times I've said it, man. Like, so I wanted to point that out, man. Boy, oh boy. So I hope people have been paying attention on how to down some of these drones and everything else when the war is brought to your backyard. Look at this. South Korea's pissed because the U.S. is taking all their critical air defense systems and moving them to the Mideast. Patriots, but they suck. They suck. I don't even know why they're wasting time. They better come up with something else or just stop the war, because at this point, they're going to lose. They're losing. They're going to get depleted. It's embarrassing, to be honest, like right out the gate. Hasn't been smooth, hasn't been smart, hasn't been tactical. Yeah, they got Khomeini, but that wasn't tactical. You've now got 1 million freaking jihadists out there ready to do something. And we're going to have to deal with that. Look at this one. I've got just a couple more here and we're going to shut it down. Terror warning. Encrypted communication has been intercepted and it has Iranian plot to activate sleeper cells right now. So not only are they going to bomb the West Coast with drones, now all the sleeper cells are getting activated. They're telling us. Any moment, man. Like, here's another one. Western banks evacuate Dubai offices after Iran warned the U.S. and Israeli economic centers will be targets in their bombing onslaught. I told you, man. Get ready. It's on. Doesn't hit them. Doesn't hit banks. People in them. Don't care. Boom. Stay away. I'm telling you. Here in the U.S., it's probably going to be a staged cyber attack to hold your money hostage. In this very last one, it says shocking accusations. Intelligence shows that Iran's forces are infiltrating the U.S. via Mexican cartels. And this is the nightmare of nightmares. All right, let me check it again. This is the nightmare of nightmares. You've got the cartels and the jihadis teaming up. You think they're just going to sit down there and pitch a campfire and sing Kumbaya? I think not. It's all going down, as far as I could tell. Meaningless. Thank you for the coffee. Trying to get a refresh there, Rips. On the chat, I don't have much open. Come on. I've noticed over here a lot of messages people are trying to send me on X. They'll say failed to load. All right. Let me pull this up. This is a clip of Trump right here. I should play it before we shut it down. We'll listen to what he's got to say here real quick.
About how many they try to hit us back. Have you been briefed about how many Iran sleeper cells there could be inside the U.S. right now?
I have been, and a lot of people came in through Biden with this stupid open border.
Oh,
we
no.
know where most of them are.
No.
We've got our eye on all of them, I think.
If it doesn't...
Garbage.
They came in through the open border policies of Sleepy Joe Biden. One of the worst president in the history of our country. And we've got our eyes on all of them. But the word self-esteem,
pizza tonight, aren't you, pedo? Protector. Whatever. At this point, like, whatever. This is done. It's over. It's over, dude. It's over. He said he got his eyes on all of them. We know where they're all at. My ass, dude. Ain't doing nothing. Dude, this is bad. This is as bad as it gets. Immediately blaming Biden. They'll slipped in under him. But we know where they're all at. We think. Oh, yeah. The we think right there. That. Oh, this is done. Man, guys. All right. I'm for real. I'm a real. Like, we talked about this for a long time. You got to get ready for something happening. You got to really get ready. You got to really get ready. Something huge, coordinated, is about to happen. Remember that. Coordinated. And given the green light. Because just like Blind 11 and many other things, it's going to have so many staged theatrics. And it's only going to be possible because of certain things. Like, I keep going back to the whole DHS thing right now. The Department of Homeland Security. And our defenses are like down right now. They're stifled because of money and lack of funding. And that's a setup. That's setup. Oh man. Ragseth. Hopperson, yeah. Uh, yeah, he's these characters, man. Thank you for that. I don't know. Closing thoughts here. I feel like we're gonna get hit any moment now. I mean, you just heard the man, like that giveaways. And what I was saying before, but the last thing that I got pulled up, cartels and jihadists are teaming up. Like, are you kidding me? Like, oh my god, this isn't good. Have a plan, man. Like, this is more than have a plan. That's like, I feel like those words are not sticking. Like, you need to. Should I cuss? Do I need to cuss? Get everybody's attention, make it stick. I don't know if that'll work. But dang it, like, I don't know what. It's not just like another newscast, man. You've got to be ready. Something like huge things. Yeah, and those listening, I'm not going to connect back to Rumble immediately. Next stream will probably be just here in on X. So, all right, man. There's been a lot of it tonight. There's been a lot of warnings all over the place that something huge is about to happen. And that's all I can say. Beating a dead horse. Because there's a whole video clip here, and they go into the whole thing, and to sum it up, to happen to go and watch the whole thing, it's just what I told you. It's the cartels meeting up with the jihadists. This is the worst nightmare. This is the worst thing you could have ever concocted. And of course they did. They have. Just wait till they flex. Like, you better get ready for war. Hear me? You better get ready for war. I'm taking those exact words, clipping them, hooking them, throwing them in a song with crown jewels, and I'm going to drop it. You better get ready for war. Right? It's going to be a banger. Man, I wish I could drop it right now. I guess later tonight, I'm going to finish it. Next show, hopefully. Well, no, it'll be next week. I got to wait till TuneCore clears it. All right, well, let me check the chat. Get to the chat. Yes, I got your excellent upgraded first there. Fire to Flame, Crown Jewels. If you guys don't know, Fire to Flame is Crown Jewels there in my chat. He's in all the music that I make, and like when the grid goes down, you better be ready. Yeah, that's him. Sound like Cypress or whatever. That's him. Right there. Me and Hoodie just dropped that. Yeah. I've been waiting for TuneCore to release the link because people want to know. But it should be live. I should be live on like everywhere. I go through TuneCore because once it's kicked out, like the most recent song, you can find it on like all music platforms, all the big ones. That's why I pay for it, the service. If you kick it out, so if you go look on iTunes or places like that or whatever the hot place is now, you should be able to look up Dabu 7 under the music, and you'll find all my music and the new releases. Thank you, Skeeby. Good to see you. But I do this music for. It's more than it's not just. It's like fighting back. I do live streams, and we talk about all this, and I reach a certain people with a certain energy, right? But like the music is a little bit different. I make it like really, it's like the warring side comes out in me because I can, my artistic side, but I can put the truth and the facts into it, and like we can target all these people that need targeted and exposed, like all the PETA protectors, all these warmongers. You need to arrest Bill and Hillary and like really do it. And we call these things out. We put it in music. It's another way of fighting the fight. I am doing everything I can before checkout time. to fight. So that's why we make music. Lowrider, thank you for gifting the memberships. And the next one's gonna be hard. I'm gonna tell you, it's like the hardest song I've ever done. I just really feel that way. It's like hard wise. Like it's like hard. Like this is hard, man. Like you ready for war. Like it's just that, man. It matches the time. So, Mechanical, much love. I'd love to meet some of you sometime. Thank you, Lowrider. I'd love to see you again. Just because the push, the talk for the conference here recently, the stars didn't line, don't mean, we can't still get something in. Just in a different window. So, thank you all for joining me. Think about what I said about how this whole thing is magic. It really is. It's witches and warlocks. Think about speaking everything into existence. Stop saying bad things. Stop saying GD. Stop saying I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm sick of doing that. I'm sick. Quit saying that. I'm sick and tired. And you wonder why you're always sick and tired. Stop saying the evil sigils. Knowing them and being aware that you're doing it is half the battle. It's the beginning. So just catching yourself and correcting it changes the game. It is a power. It's how this whole thing is made. Tucker said it. You don't want to take it from me. He told you. It's a magical power. It's how this place is designed. You speak things into existence. Do not forget it. Practice it in the right way. Is all I can say. Sharpen your sword, right? Kenzo, much love. Thank you, Steely. Salutes, everybody. Hobbits, everybody, man. Everybody that always hanging out, man. All you guys that are always in here to the end. All my mods. Spiro, my brother. I need to just catch up with you, man. Just talk about a few things, man. Whenever you got time. It's much love. Much love to all you. Stay fighting a good fight. None of us promise tomorrow. One of these days is gonna be the end. One of these days be the end. Won't be no more streams for me. Be over. You got to get it in right now. Make the most of it. Yeah. All right. As I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll see you here next time for some Underground World News Live. Much love. God bless. Again, thank you, Lowrider. Much love, all the Pure Bloods, Kev Bar, all the Underground fam. I thank you guys for everything, all the support, all the love, all the prayers. Meaningless, Arma, John, Adam. Counting the day. Thank you all. Thank you, Pixie. Thank you so much. thank you so much, Deanna, for actually keeping me in your prayers. For those that actually say the prayer and put me in them, I thank you more than you'll ever know. Jay from the film. John. Kimmy. Martinez. Tom. Much love. Tiffany. Laura.